Hey guys, welcome back to Deadman 1010 and welcome back to Lego Harry Potter years 5 to 7. And on the last episode we showcased Nymphadora Tonks, and we are now on the 15th showcase, so we're actually no, not 15th, 25th showcase, so we're like halfway there, because I think I said before that we were going to showcase 50 characters, and yeah, we're finally halfway there, whoopee! But yeah, we are kicking off the halfway point with the one and only Luna Lovegood. And here is 3 of many of her variants. We'll be showcasing all of them. But there you go. Here's our Hogwarts variant, which looks nice. She can jump. All the variants have Reducto, Wingardium Leviosa, Defendu, Luminous Salom, Acclimenti, Expecto Patronum, and there you go. That's all the spells that Luna has within all of her forms. Or all of her looks, should I really say. And there's the way that she runs, so it's quite accurate, to be fair. So that's cool. And her Hogwarts get-up is great, very, very accurate. And here's her in a blue jumper. There she is. Jump is still the same. Everything else is pretty much still the same. So there you go. There's a running pose without the wand. So there you go. And here is Luna in over rails. Or, yeah, I didn't say that right at all. But here she is in that. Looks fine. Pretty much the same, other than the fact that, yeah, she's obviously that. So there you go. But there's more Lunas where that came from. A lot more Lunas, in fact. We've got a pink dress, a purple coat, a yellow dress, a lion version, and that's it. So there you go. So here's Luna in a pink dress. Looking stylish. But everything else is still the same about it. She, you know, still has the jumps, the running, the running, and you know, all the other spells. So everything is still the same. So there's that version of Luna. Purple coat. And she would also come with some goggles as well, I suppose, but they're like a feature of their own, so every character can use them. They're basically the Luna goggles, or at least that's what I like to call them. And they basically let you see Lego bricks that are otherwise on the floor and not seeable to most characters, or all characters really. So there you go. That's what this look is kind of associated with. But everything else is still the same, you know, she can still run, jump and do all those stuff, and she still has all the same spells. So the principle is still the same. And here's her in a yellow dress. And of course, that's got all the same bells and whistles. The jumping, the running, the magical bells and whistles with Docto and all that. So, everything else is still the same. The wizard isn't surprisingly being a dork. Being stuck in between here like he was for the last 2 episodes. So here, surprisingly, he hasn't done that again. So, yay. Progress. But yeah, so that's her in a yellow dress. Nothing else different other than the fact that, well, she's in a yellow dress. And we have my personal favorite, Luna Lion is kind of what I'm going to call her. And she has no spells. She has kind of a different jumping, I think she does anyway. No, her jumping is still the same. And she, of course, has the same running feature. But she can now roar at people. So, for example... Okay, that didn't... Oh, there you go. So it actually affects them, believe it or not. So, there you go. That's all this version of Luna is, but it's great. So it's my personal favourite. So, there you go. So let's do a little side-by-side comparison thing with some of the other characters. Such as Luna's father, which we will probably be showcasing on the next episode, I have a feeling. There's definitely high hopes of that happening. So we'll just go with the wedding virgin, why not? We're not going to showcase him with, or showcase with all of her father's variants because, well, that'll take too long. And that's the case with the others. Look at the way that he runs. So dorky that I just love it. But, anyway. There's some, side-by-side, I guess, comparisons. So, there you go. Okay. And... oh... I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah. And... next character that we're going to showcase, that was so awkward. That was really, really awkward. Jesus Christ. But, yeah. Now the next character that we're going to be showcasing is going to be... who we're going to have it be? Let's go with one of the versions of Ginny for the little comparison thing. So... there you go. There's the little comparison. And then as for the next comparisons, we're going to go with Neville Longbottom, Hermione, Ron, and Harry. That's what we're going to go with. So where is Neville Longbottom? That's kind of a good question, actually. Ooh, this is helpful. Completely forgot you could do this. We'll just go with this version of Neville, who cares? Yeah, we'll definitely be showcasing Neville at no point at some point, guys, so don't worry about that. Here's the little comparison anyway. Okay, that's probably the best comparison I'm gonna get. Yeah, this'll work. So, there's a little comparison, guys. comparison of Luna and Hermione. So, there you go. And then Ron. Here's the comparison, I suppose. There you go. So there was the comparison. And one more would be Harry James Potter. There you go, you kind of got a shot there. Although granted it was a little. There you go. So now that we've showcased all the Lunas and showcased Luna with some of her friends and loved ones and etc. Now to get to information about good old Luna, who's basically pretty much in her own world all the time. So, like me as well. Where do I start? Yeah, we'll start off with I guess a family history of the fact that her mother, I think before Luna went to Hogwarts, ended up I think getting killed because of, I don't know, some sort of explosion or something. I can't remember what it was actually. Blanking out on that. It was like a potion thing that went wrong basically. So yeah, Luna saw basically her mom die right in front of her. So yeah, lovely, isn't it just? Oh boy. And she also has her father that you just saw being in the shot here, but yeah, she also has her father who's a bit out there as well. But yeah, so there's that. When she actually appears in the series, it's actually much later on, so basically after the whole Cedric Diggory being murdered and the whole second Wizarding War beginning. So she ends up joining in Order of the Phoenix. She ends up becoming friends with Harry, Ron, Hermione, and etc. And you kind of get to learn about just how she is basically as a person, and how she's sort of in her own little world, but still, you know, loving and caring. So there you go. So that is something that happens in the Order of the Phoenix, and she also introduces Harry Potter to the Thestrals that you can only see if you've witnessed death. So both Harry and Luna did witness death, so there you go. And I don't know how I ended up in this shop area, but anyway. So yeah, so that's of course thingy of course happens. So what's it? So basically what's it? So she introduces Harry to the Thestrals. They end up riding them to, I think it was like the Department of Mysteries or something, and basically try and retrieve the prophecy that's to do with with I think Harry's parents probably, but yeah, so she goes with them to retrieve that. That's basically what happens to her in the Order of the Phoenix and such. In Half-Blood Prince, she's still, of course, alongside Harry and the others, and you know, trying to save the Wizarding World, and etc., and such things as that, or as that, and yeah, so that happens in what's it? In Deathly Hallows Part 1, that's it. In Deathly Hallows Part 1, she is again still doing that, because obviously the Wizarding War hadn't ended by that point. But, yeah, so she's still doing that. Basically, she, Harry, Ron, Ollivanders, of all people, and, yeah, I think that's it. All basically get kidnapped and taken to Malfoy Manor, along with Hermione, that doesn't get to go in the jail with them. Instead, well, basically gets tortured by Bellatrix. So, that happens. So, Luna's basically in the jail cell. Dobby basically comes to rescue all of them with the expense of his life. So, he dies, which is quite a haunting moment in the film. But, so she basically comforts Harry while that's going on, and basically tells Harry to close Dobby's eyes. So, yeah, like I said, very, very haunting. But, yeah, so that's, yeah, so that happens, and then in the not in Goblet of Fire, in Deathly Hallows Part 2, she of course joins Harry and the others in the Wizarding War, after of course joining Dumbledore's army a couple of years prior, and yeah, they basically fight against Voldemort and etc. And thingy, Luna, I think at some point actually gains. I think at some point gains feelings for Neville Longbottom. I just can't remember when they actually start showing in the movie. I can't remember, to be honest, but that's what does happen at some point in the series. So, or at least I believe that's what happens. So, yeah, so that occurs after the Battle of Hogwarts. Obviously, all of them go their separate ways and etc., but they obviously still keep in touch. So, that kind of brings us to the end of this showcase and, you know, information about Luna Lovegood and etc. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this showcase video, then like, comment, subscribe, share the videos, favorite videos. If it could get up to 150 likes, then that'll be great. And yeah, ciao guys.